What up, y'all? What's up, what's up, what's up? Let me turn a little bit of light on quick. Let me turn a little bit of light on quick. What's up, y'all? Let me turn a little bit of light on quick. There's a little light just for you, boy. Here we go. Okay, one sec here. What's up, guys? What up, what up, what up? 1 second. Come on, Goku, stand up, bro. This video's about you, dude. This one's about you, Goku. What up, y'all? What's good? I get a big old Hulk up out of here. What's up, y'all? Here we go. 1 second. What is up, y'all? Put Deadpool over here. And over here we got Hyperion from that 2-pack. Yeah, I just wanted to do a quick video to kind of go over anyone. Here, let me move my camera so it doesn't freaking fall. There we go. Cool. So I just wanted to have this video really to go over this new Goku here. Let me get the light on so it's a little cleaner for you. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. So if you guys collect the Dragon Ball Z line, they had a 1.0, 2.0, they had the 3.0 with the hips. And this is I would say this is the 4.0. The biggest distinction with this Goku is the centerpiece. So this has a straight up floating middle, which is really nice. And then a double ball peg. So one up top and then one here at the bottom. So if you collect the DBZ line and you're like me and most people where you're like, dude, I have so many Gokus, I just don't need another one. We all say it. And a lot of us go back on our word when it comes to collecting Gokus. This is different. So they dropped their Daima line. And when they did, they had the one leg bend like this. And everyone was like, oh my God, they're going backward in articulation. If anything at this point, trust some of these toy companies, Tamashii being one of them. This was a great move, the single leg. It takes away that weird, goofy knee joint thing. This looks much cleaner. You can't really see the breaking in the sculpt, which is really nice. And it just moves really smooth. And then also, down here at the boot, it's also on a hinge. So you can really get the posing with it. And the ankle joint is just so much smoother to like kick out for side posing, which is nice, like a rocker motion like that, which is great. It also has that like, it's hard to tell on here from the picture. It was kind of blue, but this is like that light purpley, like that old school color. Here, wait 1 sec. Yeah. And then the hair is a lot lighter of a yellow, which I really like. I like that almost white Saiyan hair. I don't like when it's lit up gold. This is the Daima Little Vegeta. And this too has like a very, very light hair sculpt style. If you guys just joined, right now I'm just going over kind of the differences with the Goku 4.0. It's like Power Awakened or some shit. I don't know. They have a million names for it. But a lot of cool things with it. Like I was saying earlier, the biggest thing is going to be right here. This is a floating middle piece now. And I don't know which is forward or backward, which is kind of annoying. So I think it works both ways. But other Gokus, you had to kind of, or at least I would, if you watch my videos, I'd cut it off, mod the peg, the little mushroom, so it could go forward. But look at the forward crunch on this. Like, this is insane for a forward crunch for any Dragon Ball Z toy. They just don't have it like that. Also, the butterflies on this are so much better. These really kick back far. Like, look at that. So much better than a standard Dragon Ball Z toy. Honestly, better than most figures at all. Like, it's cool to see how far toys have come, but like, when you see this Goku, if you hold him in hand, you'll really be able to tell, like, here's the crunch of a Marvel Legend, And this is like, you know, Marvel Legends, especially with cuts like this, I better get range like this because this cut is disastrous. It's hard to tell on camera, but in person it's rough. This does not have that and can hit those types of posing. Also, the hips on this thing, if you have like SHF Trunks, they have a couple 3.0s with it now, like the Kid Gohan. There's another Goku with hips like this. Demonical Fit does it. Vegeta Demonical Fit, and some of the other lines. But like you can look at this. Like that's so good for Dragon Ball Z. The other plastic used to be, the other crotch piece was like a hard plastic here. This is soft, rubbery, almost like the new Mafex does. Like newer Mafex figures have this exact thing. Look at this, dude. That is so good. Goku is never, and then again with that rocker down here on the ankle or on the boot, you can go boop and just hit that little shabammy on it. So nice. If you guys have this, tell me what you think in the comments. And another thing if you just joined now, that I really liked was the hair color. They were going with like a very golden color for a while, almost like this for the hair. I love that light white Saiyan hair. It just kind of looks more powerful. What up, dude? Someone sent a gift. That's cool. You're my favorite transgender YouTuber. That's awesome, dude. Thank you. That's tight. That's tight. Happy. That's crazy work. Damn, that got me. It stopped me dead in my tracks. That was wild. But yeah, I love the hair. The sculpting on the hair is great as always. The sculpting on the suit is great. It does have like a flat butt, like super flat. If you see this, there's like nothing here, but it makes sense because the pants are baggy. And then also the other thing I don't love about this figure is going to be the other head sculpt. I like kind of the accessory pieces in a stand to like Kamehameha, but the other head sculpt is just kind of like a slight swoosh. And I don't know, I wish we would have got another color hair sculpt, like a blue or a red or just a base for real. I know they're doing the base too, and it makes sense. They want to like sell more figures, so they're just going to keep pumping this body until it's gotten its money worth for them. But it's just kind of annoying, especially I think it's on pre-order right now for the same price even. So it's, and of course the heads do not fit with other Gokus and the skin tones don't match. I did a review when I got this figure or unboxing, and it's extremely difficult to line up other heads on here. And the way that the hair sockets in, it's like up and at an angle. So you can't just like pop a head on. It won't fit and look right on here at all. But like the head sculpts too are pretty nice on here. Let's see if you can see them up close. I like the yelling one a lot. I don't know, I feel like Goku just is always kind of screaming for mercy and whatnot. But it has some basic face plates on here. It has like an angry, has like a smirk, like a scowl, and then like a little smirky thing on them too. But the accessories are kind of whack, but it's a $35 figure. So what's really nice is when you look at like Marvel Legends, when you start to pay for the better articulation, like Deadpool, they don't usually drop. Well, first off, the maximum line is $55 entry point for anything they do. And you get some whatever accessories. I don't think they're great. You get accessories though, like you do get stuff. I don't think it's worth the price. And this is the only way you're going to get these double neck ball joints. They have some decent bodies like a Ben Reilly and a Daredevil, but you're not going to get the toe hinges like you get here, and you're not going to get the double. So now you're able to get like these accessories with multiple faces, hands for $35, or figures like this for $35, very high quality. And Legends on a similar kind of growth path, you're paying $55, period, which is kind of annoying. If these were like $30, oh my God, Legend, or even 35, that would be awesome. So you'd be getting your Marvel characters and you'd be paying a fair price point. The maximum line's kind of expensive. So I really think these DBZ on this updated mold, and then you have the new Vegeta, which is on a mix of the Daima Vegeta body. This is the child one, but the new Vegeta coming out too also looks pretty spectacular. And they're Goku incorporated pieces of the Daima mold, and so does the new Vegeta. Now this is like the Super Saiyan 3 baby Vegeta canon from Daima. This thing is awesome. I love little figs. I think they're fun. A lot of collectors do for some reason. I don't know why. It's just kind of easy to handle. Not a lot of stuff to lose. But this thing just looks awesome. Like this Super Saiyan 3 hair sculpt is so, I think, unique from a lot of the other figures we have. I don't think Vegeta's, besides like Super Saiyan 4, I don't think Vegeta ever goes Super Saiyan 3. His hair gets bigger, not more golden, right? Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Thank you for giving a gift. I don't even know what that means, to be honest. No one ever does that, so thank you. That's cool. But this doesn't have the most crazy articulation in the world, but I'll show you kind of like what he's capable of. So like up, definitely over 90, which is nice. And then he only has single joints on him. And the ankles, though, do move down. So you can hit like here. Let me get him into a little pose session for you. For you, madame, a little pose for Vegeta. Like he can come knocking on a Hulk like he can do that. But what's cool is at the back of Vegeta here, they have a little plug so you can put him on a stand. Like here, let me show you. This is going to be too thin of a stand, but this is going to be too thin of a stand, but it can go in the hole. And can it hold in the hole? There she goes. That's a good girl. That's pretty cool. Especially because when you're posting a lot of these newer figures, they don't have the same hole, like gaps in the crotching points. They're like tighter fit. They're less gappy. So it's tough to do that with a lot of SHF figures. Even this Goku, see how like even bent, it's tough to stick a flight stand. You can, but you have to be careful. You don't want to like push the plastic and break anything, you know? So it's kind of nice when they're incorporating it in, but it's also nice that it doesn't take up a hole in the figure. One of my big gripes with older Legends, like this piece of shit, isn't older, but on an older body for no fucking reason. There's that hole there. I just always thought that was ugly. I used to hate Legends for reasons along those lines. So with this Vegeta, you get a hole for the hair. You can see it right there. There's a hole for a stand, but he also has a hairpiece that pops right in without one. I didn't know what it was at first. I was like, why does it have this weird, strange little hole in his hairdo? But that's what it's for. I digress. So yeah, I really made this to talk about those figures, the DBZ line coming out, because it's the Daima line. It's fantastic. Newer SHF DBZ stuff is great. I don't know if you guys collect it and what your thoughts are, but the One Piece line has still not like wowed me. It's frustrating. I think Naruto compared to the 1.0 original line has like really jumped up. And I don't talk about SHF too much on here. I usually post like the shit that gets likes, which isn't anime stuff for me, but I collect them all. But the Naruto line 1.0 was very similar to the SHF. Kind of felt like a little cheap and just not totally built out engineering wise. Huge jump with the new Naruto line, like big jump. One Piece line, if you have like Luffy, it like the legs pop off easy. It's a very like small peg for the legs, so they can pop off fairly easy. There's gaps on the shoulders, like hideous big fucking gaps, which is frustrating. I just think overall the One Piece line, for how popular it is with the real life show, they're doing the anime for it. It's everywhere. One Piece is fucking huge. It's like I live in California. It's like they're branded with the Dodgers. Like I don't know why they don't dump the money into the One Piece line. It's kind of annoying. But Naruto, Naruto, DBZ, and then the My Hero Academia figures too. Those things fucking slap. I really want to get Yu-Gi-Oh tomorrow from a local shop, but I don't know. That also looks cool. I want them to redo their Pokemon line. I think that would be sick, especially with the new game coming out, the leak for the new one, the Switch 2. I feel like it might be the right time, and I think they've seen a huge uptick in sales in general, and specifically with like their more anime stuff. I feel like they do kind of suck with Marvel, minus the Into the Spider-Verse line. SHF crushes that shit, but they're big as fuck. But this is another thing I want to talk about. Hyperion. So right away, things that are noticeable that are ugly, ball joints, plastic cape. You can see the neck hinge from the front end. It has no butterfly joints, and it has one forward motion. That shit sucks. Like those are all like pretty tough things to look past when it comes to an action figure, especially because within like a year of one another, you have pinless, double jointed neck, toe hinges, double jointed legs, lower crunch. You get everything with something like this. So when you see this, my thought was like, fuck that. I'm not spending money for this bullshit. Also, Squadron Supreme, like, I think they're big. You guys would know better than me, but they're big in a different Marvel universe and not even like big in the standard Earth 616 kind of thing. So I just never really wanted it, but it was on Amazon for like low. So I was like, yeah, let's just try it out. And dude, it's a cool looking fig. I gotta say, Hyperion is like a beefy dude. Like the arms, even though they're like the old style arms, 1 second here, you do get decent double jointed, which isn't bad. Does have pinless legs. That's something here. Mine was frozen, this leg. So I'd like get in there with an X-Acto knife and kind of gut it out because there was glue, and that seemed to help it out a lot. But it just shoots well. If you look at my Instagram, I posted some pictures with Homegirl on there fighting Maximum Hulk. And dude, it's pretty sick. Why I have him here, might as well talk about this thing too. I know this has been out for a while, but I'm just giving you guys some honest takes on some action figures and shit. So Maximum Hulk is not a cheap figure. This is like a $50 figure, which I think for collectors like to do this, it's like whatever, it's a $50 figure. But for the average collector and like kid, that's kind of a lot for another Hulk. We've had a lot of Hulks in recent years, and there's some things that are great about this and some things that are just disappointing. So one, what I like is you can push this back pretty far and gut out the center. I do a lot of mods on my page. If you follow me on here or Instagram, check me out. But I like to mod my action figures. So what's nice about this is like out of the box, he was like, here, this is where you could get him. With a mod, you're getting him here. So you can really get him like hunched over to look down. Also the neck, you usually like, I think here, let me show you like standard. This is like standard and you used to be able to go like here. Now with a mod, you're going all the way here. It's normally like this, mod, that extra little, that's all mod, and the down as well. It's also nice is the butterflies. So here, let me try to show you this way. It goes back and very forward. It does kind of bunch here, but it doesn't look bad. That's tight. Arms are single jointed, but here. But for Hulk with muscles this big, it would honestly be kind of crazy if he could, like, if Hulk had like double jointed arms and could go like this. Like, that's crazy. It wouldn't even, like, I'm okay with this. And it's pinless too, which is cool. Bigger issue is all this garbage. It's cool it has the toe hinges, but they are loose. I had to use Kiki. And if you guys don't know how to do this with any loose toe hinges, basically just put Kiki in here and it makes it harder to flip flop. So now we can actually like balance on the toes, which is nice if you have it. Also, I threw some in the ankle joints because they were a little loose. So now they're like a little more stiff and you can't see it. And if you hot water it, it'll come right off. But this is already annoying. There's pins, or one of them has a pin right here, which is like crazy to see. Like, what the fuck? And this. That is crazy. Like, we just don't even need that on toys. Like, this just looks wild. Coming at you like this with a fucking disc sliding off. Like, I hate that fucking look. It is so annoying. So that's hard to get past, especially when you're dropping $50 on a toy and you're like, dude, this is a body from like 10 years ago. That kind of sucks. Compared to something in the Maximum line, like Deadpool, that you can't do that. The upper part is what's going to twist on here. So this is like much better back. 1 second, my dog's being a little squirm. He's cute. Okay, lay down. Lay down, okay. But yeah, I love this from the other figures. That also fits on him pretty nicely, which is cool. And he has great head sculpts. My thought with the Maximum line, hear me out. I think they should have not Build-A-Figure pieces, but segue pieces that could kind of like go with other lines. So with Hulk, I think they should have charged us 80. And I think we should have had a regular human Bruce Banner body. And it should have been like on all the good articulation points, maybe just one head sculpt, glasses, and like 2 sets of hands. And with this guy, giving us less accessories. Like, these were cool for the Thunderclap. I appreciate that. But they could keep this, and they could keep that missile. So if they would have charged me 75, 80 bucks with a Bruce Banner body with some basic accessories, and honestly 2 head sculpts would be cool. I think that'd be a fun little pack. The one I really like wish they did was like with Deadpool, they give you this bad boy. No one cares about this thing. Apparently he's like a fourth wall breaking derp, I think is his name, but like who, like no one gives a shit. Like this is just, I'm gonna put him in a box, I guess. But I just think there's a way that they could blend it. What inspired this idea was Spider-Man. And if you're listening to this rant at this point, thank you, I guess, because I'm passionate about these figures, you know, man. I love this stuff. I love this hobby. Spider-Man, this is what they should have done. They should have given us the regular head sculpt. They should have given us like 6 head sculpts, all of them the same color wave, because Marvel's smart. They'll do small color, Hasbro smart. They'll do little like color tweaks, so you can't just pop all these heads on. Also, they'll put the neck joint where it pops at a different level. So you'll put some on and it like touching their chest, some on and it looks like a giraffe's neck. It's super annoying, and you can't just kit bash your toys. Other lines make it their business to do it. If you collect like Mythic Legions, if you collect like Spiro toys, if you collect Monster Force, their whole thing is pop and swap ability, make your own character, make your own world. And I get with Marvel, these are licensed characters, but like they're so far removed. So with Maximum Spider-Man, 5 or 6 head sculpts, do a movie one, and maybe a removable chest piece. So something on the chest that I can like, magnetic would be really tight. I know that's a little like advanced for a normal toy company, but like even if it just like plugs in on a hole, so it has different like spider sigils that go on the front and the back, that would be dope. I feel like head sculpts that, and then at the end of it, they should put in like a warped face for like Venom or something, like half on for Venom, like, but it could theoretically fit on Peter. Maybe it looks a little weird. Maybe it fits on your old Venom. And then the next one that comes out is Maximum Venom. And then with Venom, you're going to have like, you know, like the head screaming over the top, a half-masked Eddie face, like kind of like all over, like the goo, the symbiote's taken over his face. That would be sick. And I just wish they kind of like led in to all the others. Same with Wolverine. Like Wolverine has a lot of styles, but the shoulder pads are different and the belt's different with a lot of them. And like obviously blue and brown stripe, you can't just swap that out. But like, or you could have it come out and like plug in. That could be cool too. But like, I think that's the creativity and the direction I would love. Cause like in theory, as a collector, you buy so many iterations and versions and brands of each character. It would be such a cool feeling if you could just fully go in. And then with some of these lines that want to keep, you know, making money, which you should want to make money, put out accessory packs. Like Mythic Legions does it. A lot of these other companies, Spiro Toys does it, accessory packs. So you can just spend 30 bucks and get 2 extra head sculpts, whipping hit, whatever. And don't gatekeep the good stuff. Like collectors will probably just buy it. Like you don't have to restrict it. That's how I feel about that shit. It's just kind of frustrating, but whatever. And again, the big difference with everything I'm talking about and where this video started, this is to me a fair price. This is 30 bucks or 35 bucks. And you're getting the best art. Like this isn't the best articulated figure, but when it comes to engineering on a figure, this is like pretty primo stuff. It's good. It's great. This is not my favorite figure. I don't even know if it'll make top 10, but I don't mind paying 35 for this. Honestly, I don't even really mind paying 50 for this. I wish it was cheaper, or I wish I got like better accessories or better unmasked head sculpts with him, or another kind of variation of Deadpool with a new bandolier and a backpack, something to like give like a different artist's rendition of the character. That would be tight. These are where you start to just kind of get annoyed when you see this and these legs with pins and single joints, and it's like, dude, I had to mod this like 4 different areas multiple times to get it like just right. And like people think that's crazy. I don't mind doing it for my figure, but it's frustrating. Also with this, if you have them, be very careful. These will snap. I put a lot of lube or oil in these things, and really tried to move the arm a lot so the shoulder wouldn't snap off. And then I put a lot of lubricant in the shoulder, popped off the mushroom peg and did it because people were breaking them like fucking crazy. I was watching people just crush these things. One second. I also have so this is another fig I picked up recently. If you guys know my Instagram. I'm Agent Gomez on there. The figure that really got me into this hobby as a whole is going to be Agent Gomez from Mezco Toys. This obviously is not anything to do with Agent Gomez Mezco Toys. People say it looks like Kamen Rider or like a villain out of that shit. I've never seen that. I don't even know what channel it's on. But this is just dope. This is like a fun toy. The articulation's great. Has all the good points of articulation. Has soft goods built into it. Cool, fun, unique design. Like, this is the shit right here. If this was like better received, I don't know if my channel doesn't like it or it doesn't get shown because it's not Marvel, but like, dude, these are so cool. Like, I love these. This too is a toy, Kiki on the foot, but here, 1 second here. Let me see. Let me just read some of these comments. Sorry, I'm gonna put the camera closer. Let's see. Let's see some comments from y'all. Everybody knows the voice actor for Goku is also Roll from Ed and Eddie. No fucking way. Hey, I'm new here. What's up, brother? Zane? Your doll is nice. Super CERN. I did just join. Oh, you retracted the transgender comment? That shit was funny. Sent high five. Thank you, Shannon. Sent disco laughing. Thank you. YouTube gave me 4,000 credits. Like, RI like people. Cool. Dragon Ball Z or Naruto? Dude, Naruto, bro. Dragon Ball Z is just not as deep. His hair gets bigger. Naruto. You ripped his face off. LOL. Which one you love, Dragon Ball Z or Naruto? Naruto. Jesus loves you. What? Okay, thank you. Do you have Naruto? I do. Are you by little NGA? What does that mean? Naruto is awesome. Why Naruto get downgraded and Goku get upgraded? Nintendo miss it up for Pokemon. If they do Maximum Wolverine without boot swivel, bro, I'm gonna break this brand new phone I got because that's madness. Thank you guys for the comments, checking those out. Yeah, for sure. But yeah, this thing is dope. Like, let me show you some posing for him. Like, look at that up. That shit's fire. And then there we go. Let me get these crotchety boys. Big boy. I put the Kiki in the foot. Put that Kiki in the foot. There we go. 1 sec. So this gets pretty sweet posing. Also, I'm real hyped for my Sexy Ice Beatel. He should be here next week, I think. Hopefully. Fuck, I don't know. Bomboosby store takes forever to ship. They sponsor me, so whatever. But their shipping is not great. But it gets here, and they have a good return service, so that's tight. 1 second. Like, that's just dope. When toys can hit these like that, like a straight up Spider-Man pose. Come on. Like, that's freaking sick. And the gun on him, too. He can hit that, like, Sly Fox. You guys remember Sly Fox? I'm fucking old. Holy shit. You're right. Like, that's dope. Yeah, this fig's sick. I wish it blended with more stuff. It's almost like sometimes figures look too cool where they just don't blend in with other lines. Like, if you guys know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. But like, if you guys do action figure photography, there's a lighting like aspect you're going for. And when you have some figures that are just like absorb light a lot better, at least for me anyway, I struggle kind of blending lines sometimes. Some stuff does work, which is always cool. You're like, oh dude, nice. The glossiness or whatever hits perfect. But like, yeah, this Beetle's dope. I have more stuff you guys want to see. Let me see. 1 sec. Only because in the spirit of this video, I was talking about a lot of anime stuff. This will be my last figure, and then I got to get off and do some toy picks before bed. But this is such a good figure. What is the 180? Oh, did anyone give any likes to this? Damn, no one gave me a freaking like. Could y'all just smash like for me, please? That'd be cool. Or just click like a bunch of times. That'd be nice of you. But this is Guts from Berserk. And I had the original one. Could you guys hit like button, please? please. Pretty please. Big boy. Please hit like. But this is Guts from Berserk. I just went down to like, that was crazy. That was wild. Went the other way. What? But the other Guts that they had originally, he had like the cool, he's like the cannon arm. It was cool. It looked good. But it just wasn't made. Thank you for the like, whoever that was. I saw that, and thank you. But the other Guts that SHF made, it just wasn't it. Like the kind of the hand technique wasn't so great. The legs kind of popped off. The head didn't move well. It looked good, but this is dominant. This is double jointed knee. It looks single jointed, but back here, you can see there is one down here and one up here. And look at this kickback. Like, come on. That is so good. It has like a thigh swivel up here, which is hidden so well where it like straps into his thighs. The only issue is kind of the torso here, but I also modded this. So like mine's getting here with posing, which is nice. And then the neck is a little tight. I do wish they did like the neck a little better, but this figure is really fun to play with. I'm not a huge Berserk fan for no reason other than it's just not one that I like watched as a kid growing up, but I'm sure it's dope and I hear amazing things. But like, oh fuck. Like this comes off. Here, I'll just do this for you guys so you can see quick. So the issue is there's like plastic on the inside. So what I'll do when I want to get more is I'll kind of like test it forward. Okay, it's cutting there. And so I'll just come in with an X-Acto and like scrape some of her out like that. Not too much. Always do a little and then go more. There we go. Let me just double check that shit real quick. Yeah, this is like the key to getting better posing for every figure. There we go. So nothing crazy. Just gonna take some of that plastic out, and so when I pop him back in, he can go forward just a little bit further. You heard that pop in. Here we go. Nice. Now he gets even further forward. Just like that. Little things like that go such a long way with these toys. They're well made, you know, but not everyone is going to go for that pose. So not everyone needs to do what I just did. And also be careful. I have so many cuts on my fucking fingers from this shit. But like, dude, this thing is nasty. Like, this is a nasty looking figure. I think it's one of the best SHF of the year. It was a huge improvement from the regular version. The Berserk or the full Wolf Guts one was great, but this was a huge jump up from standard. Huge. I feel like Goku that I was showing you earlier, I feel like he doesn't have as big of a jump up in quality from the standard 3.0. It is good, but it just wasn't as like shocking to me in that way. Again, not a bad thing, just not as like crazy with it. But yeah, what the hell? Something's wrong with this guy's foot. Oh, that's cool. So this has like a drop down hip figure, and it also has like a drop down ankle, which is nice. So you can really like hit crazy posing. And the sword kind of just slips in this back peg. Like as such. Kind of looks dope when it's just dangling around though. People will pose it that way. Here we go. Let's get her slid in there nicely. Oh yeah, there we go. And yeah, he does have that metal arm, but it's armor on this one instead of it being like a mechanical piece of his arm was cut off and re-embedded. Yeah, and also he has this knife pouch here, which I'm damn near tempted to just cut off. Could I cut that off? Yeah, it just gets in the way and pops off the torso piece. Like, it's so shittily placed. It's crazy that they did that. Biggest gripe with this whole figure is this knife here. Like, look, like, how does this even go in? If you could like spin it and it could go backward, that's one thing, but this is just brutal. But yeah, if you don't have this figure and you like Berserk at all, I would grab this figure before he's like completely sold out. It's a dope fig. Use my Big Bad Toy Store link if you guys don't already. It really helps a lot. If any of these videos help, my reviews, my mods, anything, the pictures inspire you, if you could, just use that Big Bad. Yeah, that's been 35 minutes. I am gonna head out. Stay tuned for pictures of a lot of these figures because they're up on my desk. I'm gonna shoot them right now. And let's read these comments before I go. Hi, Big Mama, Floating Hearts. Where do I live? California. Are you? I started watching. Can I see the Goku, please? Yeah, bro, I'll show him quick. Goku. You playing with toys? It's cool. I am playing with toys, bro, for sure. All right, y'all. Peace.